Good morning. Phone. Good morning. Happy Saturday. Hope everybody's doing well. My dog started barking like two seconds before I was getting ready to go live. So sorry for the distraction. But hope everybody's doing well this Saturday morning. Took the dogs out already this morning for a walk. Like it was 60 degrees, 61 degrees. Really nice day. I think it's supposed to be like 80 today, not too humid in South Carolina, so I'll take it. I'll take it for sure. Take a sip of my beverage. Yeah, but hope everybody's doing well. We've got a couple things to get to today. Talk about checking with the chat. Cat fan is here. Good morning. Appreciate you being here. Let's see. Dave's here. Just Your Average Geeks. Justin's here. Yes, 80. Yeah, we had a hot summer for sure, but it's cooled off. Definitely feels like fall. I'm checking the all right, it's 72 right now. Yeah, and the high is going to be 82 today. It's pretty much been 60s for a low and then like low 80s. I'll take it. That's perfect. Perfect for me. Cliff is here. Good morning. Appreciate you being here. Comic Mike is here. Good morning. Good morning. Yeah, I hope everybody's doing well. Yeah, I was just looking at the calendar. I thought we actually had 5 weeks left, but it's Terry's here. Good morning, Terry. Well, not morning for you. But we've got 4 weeks left on the CBC Awards, right? 4 weeks. 4 weeks left to vote. I just took a peek this morning. I'll share it here. So, a little bit over 1,564 votes in. I'm not going to show you any more than that, but lots of close races for sure. A couple of votes separating, first, second, third place, that type of thing in some of the categories. So definitely, if you have not voted, please vote. Get your votes in, and then let me see. Let's go here. Definitely go over to the cbcawards.org website and click on, check out the channels, the finalist channels. You can just click on their link. It'll take you to their YouTube channel. Yeah, all of those links are live, and we'll take them there. So definitely go check out those channels, and then obviously too, all of our sponsors down below. Please go check them out, support them as well. We do have, I'm working on a few other things. Actually been talking with Gemini, and they are, the company that does the mailers, and they actually have a lot of other comic book related products that I wasn't aware of. But they are on board to donate a gift certificate for each of the winners to be able to buy mailers or things like that. So I'm working with them to get that finalized. So excited about that, because that's a great, who we spend a lot of money on comics, but also spend a lot of money on supplies between bags and boards and boxes, and and then when we're sending stuff, obviously packing materials, Gemini mailers, that type of stuff. So yeah, so excited about that. But yeah, so so far so good with the CBC Awards. I've seen Naman. Big shout out to Naman, who's actually one of our sponsors this year, the Comic Bookworm. He did a live voting, and he's clipped all of that. So he did a live stream, and he did his voting, his finalist voting. But he's been also clipping those and making them into shorts and sharing them out on Instagram and on YouTube Shorts. So that's just another great way to promote the awards. So big shout out. And Couple Comics, Will was hanging out with Naman when he did his vote. So that's been a big promotion for the awards as well. Just him sharing it out and people seeing it. So good stuff. But yeah, so that's kind of the update on the awards. Check in. Robert is here. Good morning, Robert. Hope you're doing well. Jerry's here. Good morning, Jerry. You're doing well. Yeah. Yeah, I always got to remind myself for Terry when he jumps in. He's not. It's not morning for him. Mike is here. Good morning, Mike. Appreciate you being here. Let me just double check, make sure I didn't miss anybody in the chat. Yeah, appreciate you guys hanging out with me this morning. I wanted to mention, and I know most of us probably already know this, but Mon Comics. If you didn't know, last weekend he had a fire, a house fire. He was actually watching football, doing some barbecuing, smoking, and his smoker caught on fire. It got onto the house, and his basically house was destroyed. Wife, kids, cats, all safe. They actually, the family got out, and then I think the story is that the firemen rescued the cats, were able to get the cats out. But unfortunately, he has lost pretty much everything. They've been going back to the house over the last week, trying to salvage what they can. His wife is a photographer, a wedding event photographer, and she lost all of her camera stuff. They pretty much lost everything. They're looking for some temporary housing. Long story short, they're doing good. Obviously, but dealing with this emotional event, right? Losing your home and most of your belongings. And he lost all of his collecting, his PC, his comic books, his autographs, things of that. He basically he salvaged some stuff. But long story short is that there is a GoFundMe that one of his friends in the neighborhood put up for him. So I'm going to share this QR code. You can, go to the link. A lot of people have already donated very generous donations, but they obviously still have a long road ahead. They have, the rebuilding. They have to, rent a place or, secure temporary housing until they can get everything sorted out. And I don't know if you've ever dealt with insurance companies, sometimes, things don't go move very quickly, unfortunately. And then obviously if you need to rebuild a house, fire, they got to demo the old house and rebuild a new house. And so I'm sure, or, maybe, I don't know what the plans are, but, if they're looking to rebuild, that's a long road, right? To be able to, go from, having to clear a house and rebuild. So just wanted to mention it. And it's been shared. There's a group, there's an IG group, chat group. So just wanted to mention it. If you hadn't heard, if you can just, if you can't donate, that's fine, but please spread the word. Like I said, a lot of very generous donations already. Last time I checked, I think the GoFundMe was up around $80,000. So really, and I don't know what percentage of that is comic book community, but I know there's been a big outpouring of support for Brandon and his family. So, and it's interesting too, because I won a giveaway from Brandon about 2 weeks ago, or 3 weeks ago, obviously before the fire, and I have some books that I won from him. So, that he sent off to me. So, I know a lot of his books were destroyed. Yeah, it's kind of strange to be holding books, when I know from him, when I know that he's lost, his collection. Yeah, actually, this was the prize win, little Spider-Man action figures, and then he threw in some comics as well. So, yeah, like I said, if you hadn't heard, if you can support it, yeah, just a terrible situation. Like I saw him, he had posted earlier last Sunday a picture of him and his daughter, and he was watching football, like I said, barbecuing, and he's a Pittsburgh Steeler fan. He had his Steeler jersey on, and he was with his daughter. They were watching the game, and then, hours later, their house is gone. So just kind of crazy to see the turn of events in just a couple hours. So I went through a fire. We had a house fire. Well, not a house fire. It started we had a detached garage, and it caught fire. Our garage caught fire, and we had a deck in between the garage and the house. And so the garage burnt down, and it started going across the deck and into our house. And just a little bit of the house got damaged, and the fire was put out. But I remember going through that as a kid. And like I said, we didn't lose our house. We just lost the garage area, and just the craziness around, something like that. And can't imagine like all of the people in, California recently. I actually had a good friend, a college friend, that lost his house out in California. And so just seeing what he's been going through, it's kind of crazy. Yeah, right. And with a fire, right, there's not much you can do because, either way, any type of collectible type stuff between, either being burnt, the water, or, smoke, it's not going to survive. So, that's kind of crazy, crazy stuff. But wanted to mention it. Very nice. We've got a new viewer, baby Elizabeth. I know Phil Tastic sometimes has his son watch the show too. So glad we're getting the younger demographics here on my channel. Yeah, fire is just yeah. There's no good. I don't think any good outcome of that, right? Madam's here. Good morning, Madam. Are you when is your art show? I know you mentioned in one of the other chats that you were going to be in doing an art show, showing off some of your sculptures and that selling. I think, right? So let's see. Roscoe's here. Good morning, Roscoe. Hope you're doing well. Roscoe, my fellow New York Giants fan, who we had high expectations, and then for the Giants this year, and week one came, and yeah. Yeah, and tonight, I forgot to put my slide together, but I've got my little notes of things to talk about. So we talked CBC Awards, we talked Mon Comics. I'm going to be hanging out tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, with over on Big Nasty Comics, Rich's channel, with Rich and Chunko. Chunko's Comics and Nerd Culture. Mike, going to be hanging out with them tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern. They do an interesting interview show. And then they ask the community to come on and hang out and show some books and then maybe even ask the guests some questions, things like that. So I'm going to be hanging out with them tonight. So I figured I'd mention that. Yes, we got excited about preseason football, and then yeah, and then we got let down week one, like we have over the last couple of years. So, but yeah, excited that football season's back. We got the cooler weather. Yeah, we've got. It's interesting. When I lived in New York, I was never a college football fan because there were so many pro teams in the area, right? Between baseball, hockey, football, basketball. We had multiple teams in the state and the surrounding, New Jersey, the Devils. You have so many professional teams there that all of the sports talk was about professional teams. But now moving and living in South Carolina, we don't have a professional team here. So there's a big focus on college. You've got some big college, college, South Carolina, University of South Carolina, and then Clemson. So there's this interstate rival stuff going on. So I really very quickly have become, I mean, I like professional football, NFL football. So liking college football isn't a stretch, but just never really had the opportunity in New York because there was just so many other professional teams to keep you busy. So it's interesting to see at the college how hyped people get about college football. So oh wow. Yeah. I've seen that too. My in-laws used to live in California, and they had a close call a couple of years ago with some of the California fires, and same type of thing where they actually had to evacuate their house. But luckily, the wind had shifted, and the fires never really. It was close to them, but it never reached their house. But that's crazy too when just the nature of things can wind can just because of the when you get a good fire burning, the wind can send the ambers of the fire elsewhere, and just kind of crazy how it can shift or kind of travel. A wildfire or something like that can really travel. So um yeah, no, we still certainly have hope, right? Um, but you know, just wasn't really the start we were looking for. All right, Stephanie is out Tahoe Convention Center for the next 2 days, hopefully selling my wares. Good luck. Yeah, or maybe even obviously hopefully you sell some stuff, but maybe make some connections for some future commissions or things like that. So that would be great. But good luck. Sell some of those wares. And by wares you mean your artwork, not other things. Yeah, right. There it's hard not to I mean even if you're not a sports fan, right? You still get between commercials and other pop culture type stuff, you end up running into some of the big stars, right? So oh, okay, let's see, let's bring that up on Instagram. Stephanie sent something. Let's see. Let's see if I can share this. I wish StreamYard had the ability to share multiple things at once. You have to kind of stop sharing what you were sharing and then, all right, so let's see. Well, I'm on the web browser, so it won't play the video, but you can see the picture, right? Let me, there you go. Stephanie looking good, smiling. Um, wow. Nice setup too. Um, nice. I'm just looking. Yeah. How many? So what do you got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can't see behind you, but what, 6 or 7 different yeah. What do you got? You got like 6 or 7 different sculptures with you? You got your nice sign. Yeah, so good luck. It looks good. All right, so you need to keep us updated, Stephanie. You need to throughout the weekend post. Um, yes, Bobby. Good morning, Bobby. Yeah, it does. It looks like it's a really nice venue too. Um, I mean, obviously there's nobody there yet, so it's not, you don't have a crowd of people walking around, but it looks like a great, very bright, lots of light, very white venue. I mean, it looks like it pops for sure. Yeah, very cool. Well, good luck, Stephanie. Yeah, you'll have to keep us updated and let us know how you do. Post on Instagram. Let us know how it goes throughout the weekend. Hopefully, you sell some of your pieces. But like I said, I mean, I'm sure um, probably an opportunity too to network and maybe get some commission work or um, work talk with some of the other artists as well. So good luck. That's good stuff. All right, 6 sculptures. Okay. Checking through. Yeah, definitely. Good luck. All right, checking my list. CBC Awards we spoke about. We talked about Mon Comics. My hanging out with Big Nasty and Chunko tonight. Um, yeah, looking forward to that. Should be fun. Always fun to hang out with new. I don't think I've been on a stream with Chunko yet, so it would be good to hang out with them tonight. Um, oh, nice. Yeah, that is definitely a good thing to do, right? I mean, I know at any of the comic book conventions when visiting Artist Alley and you see some of the artists working on some pieces live, drawing, painting, whatever they may be doing is always to see it live and in person. So yeah, sculpting is yeah, that'll be even more, right? Because you're you've got some type of clay or whatever material you're using to see. That'd be cool. Nice. It doesn't show. I have it on my phone, but it won't show. The video shows on my phone. Let me just double check it because it doesn't play for some reason when you pull it up on a web browser. Yeah. Oh, okay. You're showing some of the other artwork. That's really cool. Um, yeah. I mean, I could. It's playing. Oh, I see. Yeah. You sent me a photo and a video, but the video on the web. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Maybe I made a mistake. Oh, there we go. That's a huge sculpture.
It's not mine. Isn't it? I know I agree.
Wow, how did that thing is that thing is huge. That's what she said.
It's not mine.
That's really cool.
Isn't it? I know I agree.
I can't imagine. Wow, geez, what kind of studio do you have to sculpt something like that? That thing's got to be what? How tall is that? That's got to be like 15.
It's not mine.
Oh wow, look at the people walking by. That thing's got to be like
Isn't it? I know I agree.
20 feet high. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, good for you, Stephanie. Like I said, I hope it's successful. Yeah, keep us posted. Definitely want to hear the outcome of that. Otaku Mike, good morning. Appreciate you being here. Oh wow, a whole village made it. It was at Burning Man. Wow. Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's a huge sculpture to display. But very cool. Yeah, definitely have to take some. Yeah, modern day. Yeah, they should. I don't know. Is the Luxor Hotel in Vegas still a thing? I don't remember. Um, but yeah, it kind of reminds me of some of the stuff you would see there. Not that I've been to, I haven't been to Vegas in like 25 years, but yeah, it's been that long. I've been to Vegas in a while. um, all right, let's share. I got something else to share. One of the other projects that I'm working on. Let's bring it up. So we have our a Kickstarter out right now that's ongoing, that's fully funded. So thank you to everybody all of the backers who have supported it so far. So the Damsels of Halloween and Horror. So speaking of art, we have an art book. So it's a comic book sized art book. And we have a number of community artists that we are featuring in the book. And so there is the cover A. So kind of a throwback, kind of pinup style art book of some of your classic horror and Halloween characters. So it's an idea I came up with. When you look at Kickstarter projects in the comic book side, there's a lot of good girl projects that do really well, that really do, from a funding perspective. And I know there are some people that do that so that they can fund other projects, right? They'll do a good girl, bad girl type covers and storyline and really, fund several 100% over what their goal was. And then to use that money for other projects. And so I was not interested in writing a story about, scantily clad women, but, I said, let me do a themed art book around Halloween. And so to see, what kind of project, could it be successful? And so I reached out to, started with the community artist, and we got a number of artists, Rad Comics and Art, SideQuest Comics, Up and Atom Comics, Steve Driscoll, Austin Light, and I'm drawing a blank on some of the others. Let me make sure. Where is it? Where's my list? Let's see. I can tell you from here. Mrs. Von Hoot did a piece for us as well for this project. So I was trying to bring in as many community artists, and some of the artists I reached out to, had other projects going on, couldn't commit. And we actually have some, not safe for work. We've got some very, very properly placed skulls. But yeah, so this is a current project that we got going on. I wanted to kind of, like I said, the idea was to kind of try the category that, try the category and see how it does. It was, like I said, not really something I was interested in writing a story about, but I figured the art book would be a good balance. And the fact that it's horror and Halloween, kind of the themed project, I thought was a good idea, and obviously trying to do it right around, spooky season. So, Naman's here. Good morning, Naman. Shouted him out earlier. And Naman was one of the artists I reached out to, and he just couldn't commit, which I understand, but I was hoping to get Naman. I know Roscoe's here today. I reached out to Roscoe, and he had a lot going on at the time. So this may be something that we do maybe once a year, like a themed art book, to be able to feature some of the community artists. I like working where, I come up with an idea, and then we kind of, work with the artist and kind of the back and forth, the brainstorming with the artist to come up with different ideas of what their art may look like. Nice too. Yes, yeah. And that's the thing I'm talking about. Like, I talked to this artist, and we said we want to do Bride of Frankenstein, and he's like, "Oh, I have a great idea, a great kind of perspective look on it." And obviously too, she's, scantily clad there, but it just the perspective of it, I thought was really, really fun to see. So, um, yeah, Zach, you got here right at the right time. Yes. All right. Next year. Naman's in for next year. All right. I like it. I like it. The Doctor 3, that probably will not go live until next year. The artist, I got to check in with the artist. He's done 6 pages so far. And I think we have a total of, I forgot how many total pages. I think it's 18 or 20 total pages, art pages. So I got to kind of check in with him, but the goal is really to have it next year between this Kickstarter, the Comic Book Community Awards, and then we kind of get into the holidays. I thought it would be best to kind of wait until early next year to do the Doctor, Kickstarter issue 3. But that's live on Kickstarter right now as kind of a preview. So if anybody wants to go ahead and follow it, you can follow it. If you just search the Doctor 3 on Kickstarter, you'll find it. Yeah, you can go check that out and get updates on it. But I'm thinking probably it won't be until after the new year before we kind of kick that off. So, but yeah, hopefully you guys will check that out. I'm going to be hanging out with K-pop at the end of the month. The Kickstarter, the current Kickstarter ends on the 28th. I want to say 28th, which is 27th, Saturday, the 27th, basically at midnight on the 27th into the 28th. So that Saturday night, I'm going to be hanging out with K-pop, talking about the project and kind of closing out the project live with her. So looking forward to that. Yeah. Like I said, you can definitely go follow that. I'm excited about that. The art, the first couple pages, artwork looks amazing. So David Rodriguez, who's the artist for issue 2, is back for issue 3, and he actually did a piece in the current Kickstarter as well. I just saw Naman's comment. Yes, yeah, right. Got to meet Zach up in Rochester, right? That was like last Halloween, right? That's when you were up there. Let's see. Foot fetish. Phil is here and he's in for the feet. Good morning, Phil. But yeah, so that is kind of the Kickstarter stuff. To definitely go check that out if you're interested, or at least just share it if you can share it on Instagram. I actually have. I'll show you some of the artwork. I have some of the original artwork. So this is a piece that Aaron did. Norin Rad Comics and Art. So I have the original piece here. So this is in the art book. This is just if you got to follow Aaron on Instagram. He has been doing almost daily posting some of his artwork, and I don't know. I feel like his artwork, every time I see his latest piece, is just better and better than his last piece. I mean, his work is great overall, but he just seems like his artwork is getting better and better. And we do have, I'll show you some of the sketches, some of the original art sketches that some of the artists did. So these are actually just before they got, these are just the pencils before they got colored. This is one of my favorites, the Bubble Helmet Space Lady. So these are all original art that's available too on the Kickstarter. That one I shouldn't show. Look at the pencil work. Just amazing. So some of these original art. Oh, here is the toe. Naman, look at the toe. That toe. Oh, this is one of the other covers. Baby's got back. So some of the original art that's part of the Kickstarter too. You can pick those pieces up if you want. If I don't sell all of them through the Kickstarter, what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to do a raffle for anybody who backs it. We'll give away one of those as a raffle. So Gene is here. Good morning, Gene. Let me hide that comment. Gene. Good morning, Gene. Naman's in for the toe. JSS. Yes, right. We found somebody that can draw feet. What are we talking about? Let's see. What did JSS? What did I miss? I missed it. I don't know which episode, what show you're talking about. Yes, the bikini. Where's the bikini one? Let's see. What do I do with it? So that was, where is it? That was an early version too. So the final version of this was an early version of something the artist was working on, but this is not the final version that will be in the art book. But just again, just great pencils. So, Alien Earth. Okay. Yeah, that has been, I think I'm up to date, right? Because it comes out on Tuesdays. Yeah, I watched last Tuesday's episode. That has been really good. And I just saw a comment from Sigourney Weaver about it, and she was like, she couldn't believe it's a television show, just the way it looks and all the different creatures and special effects. I mean, it is well done for a TV show. And she even she pointed it out. She's like, I can't believe that's a TV show. Like it's done so well. Yeah, I've watched. I'm up to date on all the episodes to that. It's been really good. I'm almost scared to see what's going to happen because it seems like they're building towards all hell breaking loose. So, and some of those creatures are pretty. Every time I think we've seen like the worst of the worst, then one of those other little creatures that they've had in the containment are just evil. So, yeah, I've heard that was really good, right? And that had like a limited release. Wow, Jenny Frisian, I like that. Yeah, no worries, JSS. And yeah, it's interesting. I've been trying to catch up on some of the, now that it's football season too, it kind of eats into my viewing time, but trying to catch up on Sorry, my wife was texting me. Trying to catch up on some of the other shows, but Alien Earth has been really good. It's like I don't want to miss it. My wife and I were watching Wednesday. They just dropped, or just within the week or two, they dropped the second part of season 2. So if you're looking for like a good Halloween type show, Wednesday has been really good. My wife enjoys it. It's something that my wife and I can watch together, and it's been fun. And again, special effects for a TV show, streaming show, done really well. So yeah, I've enjoyed that. Peacemaker, I haven't watched the second season yet. I'm gonna wait until the end because I don't think that's on HBO Max, which I currently don't subscribe to. So I'll probably wait until it's done and then subscribe a month and just binge watch all the episodes. I haven't been able to watch Legion's show much because he's always talking about it. So Yeah, it's amazing. Like some of the TV shows, um, just look better. Special effects wise, look better than some movies. So yeah, Wednesdays has been fun, and it's just I was looking it up too last night because it made me think of it. Like, how long have the Adams Family been around? And so they were originally created in 1938, and just as like a comic strip. And then I guess it wasn't really until this, and there were a number of like single panel comics and things. And then I guess in the 60s is when the show got developed, the original Adams Family. But just think to have characters that have been around for what, 80 something years. And well, Superman, Batman, right? But just we've had so many different versions of them, the Adams Family, over the years. And this is done really well. I think I just saw too on Instagram that they're going to do a spinoff. So Uncle Fester, they're going to do like a spinoff show of Uncle Fester. So and it's Fred Armisen who's playing Fester, which has been really good. So yeah, it picks up, right? It definitely picks up. I think they're obviously like episode 1 or 2 is a little bit more of the setup of the world and the characters, but it really starts to get good. Yeah, and you think of the characters, the actors that have played some of the characters of the Adams Family over the years. And my wife even remarked last night when we were watching Wednesday that, um, geez, I'm drawing a blank on who Wednesday is, the actress, and it's Catherine Zeta-Jones, who plays Morticia. That they actually look like they could be related. Actually mother and daughter. It's not Selena Gomez. Why am I drawing a blank on the actress's name who plays Wednesday? Somebody will tell me in the chat. But yeah, and yes, he's good. He is really good. He's had a small part in the series so far, but his part was really good. So I didn't include it in the Kickstarter because I was thinking of keeping it myself, but like I said, I think I might add that, or maybe that's going to be the auction piece. I'll have to add that to the Kickstarter, that anybody who backs the project will do a raffle and give that away. I'd love to keep it, but I think I want to. I have Aaron's doctor cover, so I think I want to be able to give that to somebody else that could enjoy it. So. I don't remember the animated movies. I'll have to go check that out. I definitely like the characters for sure. Phil, I'm not sure what you're talking about. JSS. Thank you very much. I'm way behind on the chat. I just saw the super chat come in. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Let's see. We gotta play you a clip for that. Let's see. What do we got? Let's give you the birthday girl. It was a birthday clip, but we'll take it. Thank you, JSS. Appreciate that. That will go into the Comic Book Community Awards Fund for sure. Actually, I mentioned earlier about some of the sponsors. I forgot to mention I'm actually working with somebody behind the scenes about maybe designing a trophy, uh, um, customized trophy for the award. So I'll have more news on that shortly. But thank you for that super chat. That'll help. That'll help for sure. Jenna Ortega, right? Okay, I couldn't. I was drawing the blank on. I knew who she was, but I couldn't think of the name. But my wife was saying when we were watching Wednesday last night that she really thinks that they look alike, like the mother daughter, like they could be related. I mean, obviously, it may be some of the makeup too, the kind of pale skin that Morticia always has. But yeah, that's been fun. No, those are the type of things like because I'm not a big slasher type horror film. I don't like the cutting of skin and blood. Like I can deal with blood, but when you start like showing body parts being cut, that I don't do well with that. It freaks me out. So I don't really watch a lot of the horror movies, but something like a Wednesday was kind of horror themed and kind of a little bit lighter side of the horror side. I can deal with that. All right, Mike's heading off to go play Fortnite with Caroline. Very nice. Thomas is here. Good morning. Appreciate you being here. Let's see. Phil, does she work at the Kroger? Cat fan prefers and Madam prefers the Cowboys. All right, let's see what we can find. We'll play a snippet of the Cowboys. Where are the Cowboys? Look for Trev. Trev is in this video. All right, that's all you get. Just a tease. I'm just giving you a tease today. Let's see. I think I'm caught up. So, a couple of the books too. I have a stack of books that I read, and this Spider-Man 94. So this is a 3-issue limited series, kind of highlighting the animated series, which I think actually is coming back, right? But it reminded me that I actually had when that came out, when Spider-Man 94 came out, they did some inserts in a couple of the Spider-Man books, the Spectacular Spider-Man, showing like he was joining the X-Men when they were doing the animated stuff. And they had like these inserts in some of the books. But the best thing, they sent you this little cell. So I put the backer board on it so you could see it better, but it was an acetate like animated cell that came in some of the Spidey books. So this is great. I found these books like in a dollar bin, and they included this little insert. So it got the Doc Ock and Spidey, and then there's another one, but you can see it's kind of like an animated film cell. And I have another one. I've got little Peter Parker. But, like I said, pretty cool that they're like this animated. I actually got to display these. I've had them sitting on my desk here, but pretty cool. And that reminded me reading this latest series about those cells that they, inserted back in the day, probably late 90s, right? Let's see, Eddie's here. Good morning. Rod is here. Got a bunch of people jumping in. Appreciate everybody being here. Yeah, if you joined late too, I'm going to be hanging out tonight with on Big Nasty Comics, hanging out with Rich and Mike Chunko. A little interview, and they always open up the stream. So if you want to jump on the live stream and hang out, you can do that. So definitely come check us out tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern. Amazing Spider-Man number 11, Legacy 975. This Joe Kelly. So Joe Kelly's been writing this run. He started on the last run with the 8 Deaths of Spider-Man, and now he picked this up. He's starting to grow on me. His writing is. I'm starting to understand how his style of writing, and I've it's starting to turn for me. I'm enjoying it. So, yeah, I want to try to find more. I don't know how many there were. I have to do a little research and try to see what issues and track them down, because their cells are really nice. Like I said, I want to get them framed or displayed, but I'd like to try to get them all and see how many there were, and maybe get them framed up. All right, Gene's hanging out with Spidey tonight at 7. Yep, Spidey, Mad Spidey does his Outback stream every Saturday night. Let's definitely go check that out. JSS dropping a link. Thank you. Absolute Batman. So I've been reading Absolute Batman. It's kind of really the only Absolute title I've been reading. It's kind of a dark cover. But I've enjoyed it. It's been fun. It's just been a fun read. Like I don't take it too seriously, I guess, is the way I kind of look at it. And I did read the new Batman as well. The rebooted, number 1. This was good, but kind of back to basics. Detective Batman trying to do some investigation. I thought it was a good start. Let's see. Yeah, I didn't do the blind bag. I wanted to, but I think my shop, they were regularly priced like $9.99. I think they were $10. And I think my shop upcharged us for them. I do get a discount, but I was like, I don't know. I'll just pick it up. I've seen some really nice covers. There was one person that bought 2 blind bags, and he pulled the 1 in 25 and the 1 in 50 cover. So that was pretty cool to see, but I don't know. I think there's just, with all of these variant covers, it's not like, unless you're speccing on it and sell them really quick, I don't think, give me the A cover. Yeah, I thought Batman was good. It was a good read. Did you guys pick up Punisher? Red Band edition. This was good. So spoilers, I guess, you've got some of the villains are Kingpin and Tombstone, and you definitely get a different version, a more, bloodied, because it's Red Band kind of version of the characters there. Tombstone's definitely a little bit more violent than you've seen him in Spider-Man for sure. So teeth shortened. Let's not talk dental work. Yeah, I gotta look that up. I gotta look it up and see what issues had them. But I don't know. Did anybody read Punisher? I like this. I thought this was a pretty interesting start, and obviously being Red Band, you're getting a little bit more, violent, mature story. So that was pretty good. So good luck, madam. Good luck. Let's see. If you're talking about Spider-Man where they revealed what happened to Mary Jane, how was it? Mary Jane really hasn't been involved in the Amazing Spider-Man. She's been in the Venom book. So she really hasn't been a major part of Amazing Spider-Man. But she's obviously, spoiler if you don't know, because it's been several weeks, months actually. Mary Jane is the new Venom in the Venom series. She's taken over. The symbiote suit is part of her now. But I haven't really been following that, so I don't know what the current status of that is. I can't imagine that they're going to keep her as Venom, but it's kind of where it's at right now. Yeah, Space Ghost has been good. I'm picking that up, and I picked up so Blue Falcon and Dynomutt. This was, I think Eddie picked it up. This was good. I enjoyed this. Just kind of a nostalgia, from the animated TV show. So this is definitely a little bit more serious than that. So, okay, talking about the animated series, they're doing a version of what they did for X-Men. Nice. Oh yeah. So, the animated. So this kind of jumps in where Mary Jane is back. I guess she was. I don't remember the storyline in the animated show, but she is. I guess she was lost, but now she's back, at least in the book. So good luck, madam. Hope the show goes well. All right. Naman's got his Punisher gear, but no comic books. All right, madam. Like I say, good luck. Hope it's a great weekend. Keep us posted. Chicago Schulte, good morning. Appreciate you stopping by. One of our fellow fantasy football members. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't pick up the Herculoids. I picked up like issue 1, but I really didn't like the interior art. I thought the art was kind of bad, so I didn't stick with that. I'll probably just read it digitally. But Blue Falcon looked like the interior art was good, so I picked that up. And Space Ghost the artwork in Space Ghost has been amazing. Great covers, and then interior art has been really good. So, Comic Hinterlands, appreciate you stopping in. Spidey sense tingling, yes. Definitely a Spidey fan over here for sure. But yeah, I mean, I've got a stack of books. I was bagging and boarding last night when I was watching some YouTube. I was actually watching Evil Mike, play some games. I haven't been reviewing this, but I do need to do a video on Ultimate Spider-Man. It's been so good. This is a 1 in 25 for issue 20. I'm trying to pick those up. That's just a fun cover. But yeah, that Jonathan Hickman's been doing a great job on that storyline. But yeah, I think that's kind of what we got for you today. Little Saturday morning comics. Appreciate everybody stopping in, hanging out with me this morning. Like I said, I'll be hanging out on Big Nasty Comics tonight with Rich and Mike. A little interview, and too, if you're around and want to jump in the live stream, the second half of the stream they open it up and invite people to come on and hang out. So if you want to do that, stop on by. And then I know I'm going to be hanging out with Anachronic Comics next Friday. And I've got a few other things coming up that I'll post up on Instagram, a couple other live streams with some community members. So, and again, remember, go check out Mon Comics. And where is it? Check out Mon Comics and support his GoFundMe if you can, or at least share it out on Instagram. His wife and family lost their house to a fire, but everybody's good. Nobody got hurt. Just lost all of their belongings and all of his collection, comic books and autographs and things like that. So definitely, if you can, go support that, or like I said, at least the best thing you can do is just share it out. But yeah, have a great weekend. Rest of your Saturday. I think I got to go do some chores around the house today. So I'll be busy, but then I'll be back tonight hanging out. But yeah, have a great weekend, everybody. JSS, thank you so much for your super chat and dropping links. And let's see, what are we going to leave you with? We'll just leave you with a thank you.